Do you know what my job description is? I'm in acquisitions. I look up and I catch what falls out of the sky.
What's on the ship?
Tell me about the mission. Did you see anything unusual?
It's above our pay grade. Do I get a cookie now?
Look, I get it. Something went down in Mexico. Nobody wants any witnesses. We need to know if you and your men pose a threat.
We're Rangers.
Hey, Baxley, if your mom's vagina were a video game, it'd be rated E for everyone.
Isn't posing a threat kind of the fucking point?
Predators just don't sit around making hats out of rib cages. They conquered space. But that's not what's on the horizon.
Should I be worried?
Riley. I think you know what is on the ship. The ultimate predators.
Light him up!
We may die.
We're still here. So come and get us, motherfucker.
Fans Not Experts Movie Month. It's my 6th year doing Movie Month. 30 movies, 30 days, 30 podcasts that you get to listen to. Fans Not Experts Movie Month. It's my 6th year doing Movie Month. 30 movies, 30 days, 30 podcasts that you get to listen to, including this one right here. But wait, one more time. Fans Not Experts Movie Month. It's my 6th year doing Movie Month. 30 movies, 30 days, 30 podcasts that you have the pleasure of listening to. An episode is about to start right now. An episode is about to start right now. The theme song is fading out because an episode is starting right now. Into the fire we will ride. Predators! On the hunt for prey. Predators! Come to make a day.
All right. Show of hands if you actually like Kings of Leon. Anybody? Anybody? No? No? All right, that has nothing to do with this podcast. That's an inside joke for the one person who's listening to this right now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday. I just got off the train. I'm walking my dog, and I already watched today's movie. And I have to tell you, I want to say excited, but let's say you're kind of a sci-fi geek, and you hear there's a movie coming out where a predator, you know, the predator, comes to Earth, only to be hunted by a bigger, larger, gigantic predator. Okay? Sounds interesting. You've got my attention. Then you hear that it's written and directed by Shane Black. You say, Shane Black? Well, yeah. He wrote the first 2 Lethal Weapon movies. He wrote and directed 2 great movies, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which I admit I haven't seen, but I've heard great things, and someday I'd like to see it, and The Good Guys with Ryan Gosling and, what's his name, the Australian guy? Russell Crowe. Great movie. I did it for Movie Month. He also directed Iron Man 3, which wasn't awful. He also wrote The Last Boy Scout, and he's done some other things, but he also wrote The Monster Squad, which to a nerd like me is like take the Universal monsters, take Goonies, smash them together, you got a movie. Shane Black. Oh, by the way, he was in the first Predator as an actor. The dude has cred, and you put him in a Predator movie, like, okay, it's like, he knows the material. He's in here. He's writing it. He's directing it. Could be clever. Could be smart. No. To me, it was kind of none of the above. A lot of happenstance happened in this movie where, like, something happens and it ends up being a big deal. And I hate that sometimes. So let's talk about 2018's The Predator. That's what they do sometimes, is they'll take a movie that's had sequels and been a lot of different things, and they'll just add "the" in front of it, like The Wolverine or The Predator, and those are my only two examples. So I saw Predator 1. Everyone saw the first Predator, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse the Body Ventura, Carl Weathers, all on a mission, and then they got caught up taking on a space alien, the Predator. Now, they didn't call it The Predator. It was just, that was the name of the movie. Then Predator 2 came out, and we got to see, what's his name? Glover. I can't think of his name. From Lethal Weapon. Mel Gibson, Danny Glover. I had to say the names together. We see Danny Glover. We see Gary Busey. Yes, before Gary Busey went crazy. Fighting Predator on Earth. Well, I should say in the city. That movie is actually underrated fun. Then they made 2 Alien Predator movies that I'm assuming are hot garbage, and I had no reason to see them. Then they made The Predators with, I feel like it was, what's his name, Rodriguez. Was it that guy who did like the mariachi movies with Antonio Banderas? Am I wrong? Was it him? I know Topher Grace was in it, and it was like Predators, where there was a lot of predators, and they were on, a remote island or the planet. I don't know. Never saw it. But for some reason, this one piqued my interest. And also the fact that it was at the library for free. I said, you know what? I'm going to watch this. And I did. It happened. So a predator comes to Earth, comes across some army men fighting, obviously. That's how predators go. He crashes. He gets caught. Some bad scientists, army scientists take him. At the same time, one cool, good soldier gets his gear and mails it home. Now, he didn't mail it home on purpose. He mailed it to his post office box. They kind of explained this, but he wasn't paying his post office box bill, so they delivered it to the house. So apparently you get your mail no matter what. That's what they do when you don't have a post office. You don't pay your post office. They deliver it to your home. I don't know, but he mailed the Predator stuff. Except for the thing that makes you invisible. He swallowed that. And so what happens? His son, who happens to have Asperger's, finds it, thinks it's a toy, starts playing with it, and figures it out right away. Alien technology, figures it out, no problem. That sends a signal, because what was actually happening is this predator we thought was a bad guy was actually trying to help Earth by sending something to us to help us. But guess what? He's a traitor to the predators. So they sent a giant predator down to kill this predator. So we have the predator chasing... Actually, wait a minute. This predator... How is this predator a good guy? He started killing everyone in the lab. Oh, wait, because the scientists were bad guys, led by Sterling K. Brown, who, look, the guy can obviously act. I've seen him on This Is Us. He sucked in this. Like, he was like the, chewing gum, loudmouth, like cocky scientist. And I did not believe it for a second. I just felt like maybe he was having fun doing it, but it wasn't fun watching him. And he's a bad guy, and he wants to study these aliens, these predators. Of course, he calls it, this is a predator. And they joked about that part. Like, what do you mean it's a predator? Predators, hunt for life and to live. He's not doing that. He's more like a bass fisherman, which was stupid. They bring in a scientist, and of course Olivia Munn is the scientist. There was a whole thing with her this controversy with this movie. She was in a scene with someone who ended up being a registered sex offender. Because 10 years earlier, he tried to solicit a 14-year-old girl. This guy, she complained about it. The movie got cut, and there was some kind of rift between her and Shane Black. Shane Black was friends with this guy, and the rift, I think, ended up, hurting promotion of the movie, hurting the premiere of the movie. I think some of the actors first weren't showing her support, then they were showing her support. And one of the actors was Jake Busey, who was in it for 5 seconds, maybe as a tribute to his dad, Gary Busey, who was in Predator 2. I don't know. But, remember that guard, not that guard, the soldier earlier, who mailed that stuff back to his son? Well, he's taken in because they want to know, where's all that stuff? Where's that stuff? Oh, and he doesn't say I mailed it home. They're like, all right, you're going on a bus. You're going to some prison. And he gets on a bus with a ragtag bunch of guys. Keegan-Michael Key, Thomas Jane, Theon Greyjoy, I don't know his real name, from Game of Thrones. And then a couple other people, all like little characters, filling the stereotype. We got the funny one, we got the crazy one, we got the tough one, we got the loyal one. I don't know, it was just filled all the genres you needed. And they're on a bus, but then the Predator got out because they're at the same lab, and they are, okay, so what happens now? So the Predator, I know what happens. The kid who found the stuff with Asperger's, he puts the mask on and wears it out for Halloween. Of course. He kills a guy, and he gets picked on, and the bullies get afraid of him, because it was just every little thing you could possibly think of that, needed to happen happens. So the Predator is going to look for his stuff. He's fighting the good guys, even though he's supposed to be the good Predator. Okay? Then the bad Predator shows up and kills the good Predator, even though he's also a bad Predator. Then the bad Predator is now needing to fight everybody. They find the kid, and the bad Predator also has Predator dogs, which, an alien species has four-legged creatures that are loyal just like dogs, because that makes sense. One of the dogs gets shot in the head, but lives and becomes a good guy dog, just kind of like goofy and friendly to the good guys. And the dogs have dreadlocks too. They kind of explain that as some sort of tracking thing. I don't know. When I say happenstance, it gets mailed to him. The kid who happens to, he has Asperger's, which means, he has, it's like on the spectrum. He's got, he has math abilities and memory and these different, intellectual skills. I don't know how to explain it, but they help him figure out alien technology, no problem. Now, Olivia Munn drops a line and says, people on the spectrum, sometimes people think it's not a hindrance, but a gift, and it's the next level of evolution. Oh, I wonder why they said that. And then later, she figured out by looking through a what's it called? A microscope. She's looking through a microscope at something. She's like, oh my God, they're not hunting people. They're hunting for the highest level of evolution in... Wait, I'm going to pause because people are going to walk by with their dog. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, talking about this movie. So she figured out by looking through a microscope that they're evolving, and they're looking for the highest level of evolution, on every planet, to take them and to make themselves like hybrid, elevated aliens. And she figured all this out by looking in a microscope. I don't get it. I don't want to get it. All right. She, ever since she posed in like with that, superhero pose in X-Men Apocalypse, and actually she wasn't that bad in this. Sterling K. Brown annoyed me a lot more than she did, and everyone else was just, character actors. I know Michael Key, whatever his name is. I called him Kegel. I know him from Key and Peele, and Thomas Jane, from a bunch of different things. But they're just character actors. Now, I think they were saying that Keegan-Michael Key and Thomas Jane, were they saying that they became like lovers? I don't know, but at one point that the mask that the kid had flies through the air, lands on the ground perfectly, and shoots the bad alien, turns him on fire. Then Thomas Jane jumps on the alien on fire. He gets thrown against a tree. Keegan-Michael Key gets thrown against a tree. They're both staring at each other, dying, and then they look at each other like, yeah, and they shoot each other to end each other's misery. So dumb. So very dumb. I know Shane Black has done better than that. I saw The Good Guys. It was excellent. Now, I know Fred Decker co-wrote this, and he's done... Look, he did the Monster Squad. So those guys working together, fantastic. This time, no. I don't even want to talk about it that much. 11 minutes, I feel like I've done enough. Let's see, was there anything good? I mean, the Predators always look good. Hey, buddy, come on, we're almost home. Oh, get that bug off your eye. He's gone. So, just a lot of that whole thing where she looked at a microscope. The dogs. Stupid. What else was happenstance? It was something else that happened. It was just like, oh, that worked out perfectly. I mean, it was the kid knowing the technology. So what does Sterling K. Brown do? He kidnaps the kid because now he's just plain evil. He kidnaps the kid and to get him to go into the spaceship. Now, the alien. Oh wait. So we say he wants the highest evolution. So the Predator, taps into a computer system that they have and says, and that he's hooking up a translator, and all of a sudden they were like translating the English. Hello, Earth people, you are brave fighters. There is one among you who is the level of a warrior, McLaren. And the main guy's like, oh my God, he wants me. But no, guess what? His son is named McLaren too, so he takes the son. So the alien then takes the son, brings him on a spaceship, because I guess they're going to go back to space, which is what space aliens do. The alien takes the son, and now the good guy's like, oh no, my son's on the spaceship. So the spaceship starts taking off, and he's like, let's take it down. They start shooting at the spaceship. Now, I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong. If my son is on that spaceship, I do not want it to crash. But instead they run, and he jumps on the spaceship. So he jumps on the spaceship. He's on the top of the spaceship. Now, somehow, three of the guys from this group jump on the spaceship because Theon Greyjoy got killed earlier. Key and Thomas Jane killed each other to put themselves out of misery. So now there's 3 left. They jump on this thing, and then a force field goes over the spaceship, right? Okay. So this is what happens. The good guy, the good soldier, gets trapped under the force field because they're going to start lifting off into space. Another guy is caught right in between, so he's trapped in half, and flows away. And then the one guy from the group who was like very friendly with the good soldier, he's on the outside, and they're getting up higher and higher in altitude. He's like, oh no, I'm going to die. Let me jump into the engine. I will jump into the engine to bring the ship down. So he jumps into the engine to bring the ship down. Then they fight the big Predator. They fight him. He's already been on fire. They start shooting at him. Then the kid figures out how to turn the force field back on, just in time for the Predator's arm to be chopped off. Then the soldier takes the chopped off arm and uses the weapon attached to the arm to shoot the Predator and blow him up. And then I think Olivia Munn jumps on his back and stabs him too or something. And then like literally 5 seconds later, he looks at his son. He's like, see these little trinkets here? These are from my men that I just met 2 hours ago. We shall honor them. I was like, what are you talking about? The Predator's dead. But the kid, the guy, now he's a soldier at the end, and he's in his, some government facility that his son, I guess, is working at now. This kid's like 9 years old. The kid's working there. He's like, hey, Dad, how you doing? Oh, you got your own desk. That's great. And he can translate, of course, the alien talk perfectly. And they're like, this is what he left us. That first Predator was not bad. He was trying to give us a gift. And they're like, what's in there? And it starts opening up. And it's like, oh my goodness. The kid, and he goes, what is it, son? What is it called? And the kid's like, I guess it's called a Predator killer. So, just to be sure, this alien... Maybe it said a blank killer, but we call him Predator, so he said Predator. Or these Predator aliens call themselves Predators. I know they're called Predators to us, but aliens had like a real name, like Xenophobe or something like that. That doesn't sound right, but it was like Xenophile, something weird like that. Xenophobe. That sounds almost like, wasn't that like fear of foreign things? I don't know. There's a specific name to the alien, but I don't know if it was ever given in the movies. In these predators, I guess their name is predators. Look, dum. So what comes out of this thing? It's this thing that attaches itself to a scientist, and oh look, it's a suit. It's a suit that makes you kind of look like a predator that you will use to kill predators. So when the next predator comes, you can wear the suit. And who's going to wear the suit? Obviously, it's going to be Captain America, G.I. Joe guy. There, I think I did way too much of this movie. Oh, Yvonne Strahovski from Chuck and Handmaid's Tale, she was in it. She played the wife. She was like, I don't know. She was just there. She had a couple lines, a couple things to do, not much. I think, was that the kid from The Room? Or not The Room, just Room? I don't know. And maybe he was in another movie where he played a kid with a disfigured face. I don't know. I'm just putting it all together. The main good guy, I think, was from Narcos and Logan. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, the Predator was the dumb. I don't know. Things are happening. I go, okay, I can get into this. I can like this. And then something happens. I'm like, oh my God, this is so generic or so dumb. I didn't like it. Look, I don't always like these movies. More often than not, I will like a movie, probably because I'm choosing movies I want to see. I did want to see this. I wasn't dying for it, but I did want to see it. And sometimes, if I want to see a movie, I'm going to wait till June so I can at least talk about it. Because, you may think, why doesn't he just pick 30 great movies and see all these movies he's missed? Sometimes it'll be a great movie and I'll just watch it. Very rarely. A lot of times I will wait till June. But there will be some good ones in there, I promise you. Promise you. There's going to be theater movies coming up. There's going to be some sequels coming up. And there's going to be some good ones that are out that you can stream and download now. Coming up. Predator, swing and a miss. Didn't work for me. So that's it. My dog walk is almost done. It's time for dinner. So thank you for listening. You know where to find me, right? Twitter, Instagram, Google, Geek Mentality. I was going to say Google Plus, but that's not a thing anymore. Yeah. fansnotexperts.com, facebook.com/fansnotexperts, but all I'm doing is posting the links there. You can find the links there. You can find everything at anchor.fm/geekmentality. That's where the podcast is. Everything you need, you can find at fansnotexperts.com. But really what I'm looking for, besides podcast subscriptions or podcast downloads, follow me on Instagram at Geek Mentality and on Twitter at Geek Mentality. And I'm walking close to the air conditioner now. So that's it. So until tomorrow, we're already 1/3 of the way through. 10 down, 20 to go. Thank you guys for listening again. Screw Kings of Leon. Just kidding. Whatever. I don't give a shit. And here is my theme. I've been running around, chicken walking around, and on my head. My theme song.
This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe, 'cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans Not Experts.